we do here is go back.
You don't usually see that often on my channel, me filtering. I don't usually filter, to be fair, only really if the traffic is like stopped and I know that it's safe enough for me to get round without any issues. But now that I live on the island, filtering sometimes is kind of a must, except for this situation, because this is where it gets a bit messed up, so I'd rather not filter here. There's a pretty blue bike behind me, he's going to filter. I believe that if you're confident in filtering and you're safe enough, it's fine. I mean, it's legal to do it anyway. This guy's pulling over, but I'm not going to filter. I'm not very confident in it, so I only really do it when I know I'm confident. And it just saves so much time as well, sometimes. And it is completely legal to do it here in the UK, though we do actually have some rules on it. Like you can't do it when there's double solid white lines, when you're not allowed to normally overtake. Has to at least be in the same lane. Has to be on the right-hand side, obviously, because if you go on the left, that's undertaking and that's not legal. Unless, you know, a car's like stopped and all that. And you can't go, I think it's 10 miles an hour more than what the traffic is going. So like, let's say the traffic's doing 10 miles an hour, you can't just do like 30. Because that's just dangerous anyway and stupid, but it's kind of just common sense. Just be sensible and safe around it. A lot of people hate it though. They think that you're trying to get home quicker, which you kind of are. But in a way it's safer for bikes as well, because it means you're out of the way of danger, which kind of doesn't make sense, but it does, because if a car's going to rear end another car, you're not going to get rear-ended. You're going to be at the side, you're going to be away from it. So it kind of keeps you a bit safer, and it closes the gap more, so cars get home quicker. There's loads of information about this everywhere. You can just Google it and you'll find it. And many people have made videos on it before, so I won't talk too much about it. But speaking of saving time, time is quite an interesting thing. I always find that I do like loads of stuff and I never have time for anything. And I was thinking the other day about how you end up getting rid of a few things that you do. Let's say you've got like 3 hobbies on the go at once and you never really have time for anything. So you quit one of those hobbies and then you end up with like loads of spare time, and eventually you feel like you have no time, even though you think, oh, in the past I was doing like 3 of these things at once and now I'm only doing 2 or 1 thing at once. How do I still have no time? And it's because you always end up filling it with something else. You always end up taking it up by either sometimes doing nothing at all takes up time. Watching TV actually is one thing that takes up loads of time, which I didn't realise until I stopped doing it. I actually don't really watch TV anymore. I don't watch live TV. I haven't done for a very long time, which is also kind of annoying in a way because I'm always out of date with the news. I don't really watch the news. I don't really listen to the news. Although nowadays I do a little bit because, you know, me and Spicy will watch TV sometimes. It will be on. He'll watch the news so I get to listen to it. If I discovered how to get the radio setting on my Sena the other day. So now sometimes I listen to the radio on my Sena. But I don't really watch live TV. Anything TV program-wise, I watch like a few programs that I like, but it's usually just downloaded, naughty. And it was all because of this one film that I watched that kind of inspired me to do it and just see what it would be like, which is The Bridge to Terabithia. And that is a good film. Very sad though, but a good film. I do recommend you watch it. It's quite interesting because I've got quite an active imagination, which is great sometimes, and sometimes it's really annoying because it means that I can't stop thinking and I'm imagining all sorts of stuff, which is great sometimes for ideas. And it's not great when you start, you know, you're doing nothing and then somehow you're imagining what it would be like if you had a car crash, how would you survive? My mind is just a crazy place. But one thing that I liked about the film is it sparks imagination. It tells you it's cool to just use your imagination, and that's something we don't do that much these days. Everyone's so glued to computers and technology. We don't really use our imagination that much. And in the film, two main characters, this girl and this little boy. The girl's family moved in and they're like new to the neighbourhood, and it's quite an out of the way place. Her family are like artists, her parents are artists, and they're like building and painting a house. And they get a school assignment and they have to watch a TV programme and write an essay about the programme that they watched. But the girl was like, well, I don't know if I can do this because she doesn't actually have a TV in her house. So she wasn't able to do the homework assignment. And then that sparked, you know, people asking, oh, how come you don't have a TV? Because, you know, everyone these days has a TV, even though the film was kind of old. But, you know, everyone then had a TV. Everyone's had TV for ages. And she said something like that her dad or her mum didn't believe in having a TV because it kind of drains your imagination. It stops you from being able to use your imagination. And I thought that is so true. And I can't remember exactly what the correct quote is, but it's something along those lines. And I thought that was so true. And I realised you do spend a lot of time when you watch TV. Because I remember house sitting for my nan when my great nan was ill and she needed to go and live with her for a little bit. So I stayed there for like 6 weeks. Because there wasn't really much to do because I didn't have any of my stuff there, I ended up watching TV. And I ended up spending like most of the day just watching. I was watching a few programs and it took up like most of the day. And I realised the time just goes by so fast. And I thought, you know, if you don't watch TV, I could have spent like 4 hours doing something, but instead I spent 4 hours watching rubbish on TV. And yeah, it is great. I like it because it means that I'm not just sat there, you know, zoned out watching nothing. I'm doing something extra. And that's why I like that, you know, that I'm doing Japanese, so it's doing something active. Although I've gotten to the point now where I've gotten a little bit lazy and I've like, I have loads of, technically I've got time. At the moment, obviously my time's being used up. It's like when I changed jobs, you know, my part-time job, I had loads of time. I worked a few days and I had like a few days off and it was always so random. So it was hard to plan anything, but technically I had like loads of time. And then I got my full-time job and now all that time's gone. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I feel like I just don't have any time to do anything. It doesn't take me as long to ride to work anymore, so I'm not going on long journeys all the time. When I get home from work, I'm really tired because I've been working all day. Oh, look at the tiny birdies. They're so cute. Yeah, I've been working all day, so I end up really tired and I'm not wanting to do much. And I just feel like lately I've just kind of had a bit of just a bit flat, like my inspiration's kind of gone. Finding it hard to focus on things. And I thought to myself, you know, thinking about other people who are able to have full-time jobs and do like so much other stuff, how do they do it? And I think, well, they probably just do it. I think of how much time I've lost and how much time I spend, you know, just doing nothing. You end up wasting time and using time in a different way. It's really interesting. So I thought I would share that. Does anyone else do the same thing? Do you guys watch TV all the time? Do you just like download your favourite programs and watch it that way? Because I mean, live TV, that's a whole topic in itself, really. I remember doing loads of stuff in uni about it. That is a whole nother topic. But what do you guys think? Do you guys feel the same? Do you guys watch TV at all? Obviously, the only issue I end up having is I'm so disconnected from the world. Someone will tell me something, but like, oh, do you know this is happening? I'm like, what? And then we're like, oh, it was on the news. And I'm like, I have no idea. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. What your opinions are. How do you guys use your time? Do you use it wisely? Do you just end up being lazy like I do sometimes? It is interesting when you realise, you know, at one point in your life you're doing 5 things at once and now you're doing like 2 things at once and still have no time. It's what you do with it. It's how you use your time. That's what's important. That's how you can be smart about it and do well. But yeah, let me know your opinion about it, guys. And I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye!